Um, Good day. You're welcome to today's episode of our lecture, which is on chemical bonding. What is chemical bonding? Bonding is all about coming together. The moment two or three things come together, they lose their identity, and the product of such bonding produce compounds of a different identity. Now we have three types of major types of chemical bonding. We have electrovalent or ionic bonding, we have covalent bonding, and we have a dative coordinate bonding. We have dative coordinate bonding. In electrovalent bond, it is a bond between a metal and a non-metal. What really happens is that in electrovalent bond, there is transfer of electron from the metal, and there is a non-metal that is willing to accept such electron. The example is our group 1 elements and possibly our group 6 or group 7 element. Now in group 1, we can take any of the elements in group 1, most especially the metals, not hydrogen. Hydrogen is in group 1 because the atomic number of hydrogen is 1, but it doesn't have the properties of members of that group, such as it's metallic, it's not a metal, it doesn't have a metallic character, and almost all members of that group 1 element are metal except hydrogen. However, you can take lithium, you can take sodium. We are going to use sodium as an example in this case. Now sodium, the atomic number of sodium is 11, which is written as 2, 8, 1. And we take another element from group 7. We can take chlorine. It's another example of element we can easily pick from group 7. Chlorine, the atomic number of chlorine is 17 with electronic configuration of 2, 8, 7. And normally what happens is that the sodium, which is a metal, loses one electron, and the chlorine, which is a non-metal, gain one of the electrons to complete the octet configuration. Therefore, by the time a sodium loses an electron, it becomes a sodium ion. It loses an electron, it becomes a sodium ion. And by the time a chlorine gains an electron, it becomes a chloride ion. It becomes a chloride ion. Now let us see what happens. The moment sodium loses that electron, a neon configuration is attained. And the moment chlorine gains an electron, an argon configuration is attained, which is 2, 8, 8. And normally neon and argon, they are noble gases. The essence of chemical bonding is that the elements are always eager to lose an electron to attain that stable configuration, to attain that stable electronic configuration. Now what happens here is that the sodium, when it loses the electron, it becomes sodium ion. It reacts with the chlorine ion that gains that electron to become chloride ion, and a bond exists, and that bond is known as electrovalent bond. The bond that exists between the two ions is known as electrovalent or ionic bond. They have their peculiar properties. One of the properties is that they are very, very stable. They are stable. They produce ionic compounds. They produce ionic compounds, and the solution are highly ionic. The solution of the salt formed are highly ionic. They are very good electrolytes. They can easily conduct electricity. Now we move to the next type of bonding, which is covalent bonding. Covalent bonding is all about sharing of electron. Sharing of electron. In this case, electron is contributed by two elements or more, and they share this electron to attain that octet or duplet configuration. Now let us take an example of hydrogen. Hydrogen with one electron, the atomic number of hydrogen is 1. It can react with another hydrogen to form hydrogen molecule. and the bond that exists between this hydrogen molecule is what is known as a covalent bond, and they normally exist in covalent compounds, that is in organic compounds, and they don't form ions in solution. That is, they are not soluble in ionic in polar solvents. They are soluble in non-polar solvents. Coordinate bond is another type of chemical bonding. What normally happens in coordinate bonding is that the bonding electron is normally supplied by one atom. For example, when you look at the reaction between ammonia, NH3 plus boron fluoride, the bonding a complex is formed. That complex is formed in this format. This is fluorine, fluorine, fluorine. This is hydrogen, hydrogen, hydrogen. The complex is formed, and the bonding electron, the lone pair of electrons from a hydrogen, which is the bonding electron, is supplied. And you can see the arrow showing that the bonding electron is moving from nitrogen, holding nitrogen and boron together to form a complex. Now, generally, we have three types of chemical bonding: the electrovalent, the covalent, and additive covalent. And most of the time, the product of each of these bonding has its peculiar property that is quite different from the component element that forms the bond. In our subsequent lecture, we are going to look at some of these properties. We are also going to look at some of the factors that enhance the formation of this bonding. So we are looking forward to subscribing into our channel for more of this lecture. Thank you.